Hey guys, and welcome to the Church Media Guys Show. If we haven't met, my name is Dave Curley, and I'm the founder of ChurchTrainingAcademy.com, which is a place where you and I and other ministry-minded folks all come together to learn how to use and exploit media and technology so that we can take the gospel to the world. That is what we do with the Church Media Guys Show. We teach you how to do all that. With me, as always, is the lovely and talented partner of excellence, the one, the only, Justin Nava. Hello, sir.
What's going on, Dave? What's going on, everyone watching the replay, watching live with us? I am so excited because today's actually the first time we have more people watching on YouTube than Facebook. I'm not sure what YouTube's doing with their algorithm. They like us, I guess. People hit the notification bell. If you don't know this, hit the notification bell on YouTube.
Yes.
You get notified whenever we come out with a new video. I am very surprised. YouTube chat is doing really well. Facebook chat was a little slow, but we got Chris in the chat. What is going on, man? And yeah, we got some international viewers. We got someone from Jamaica, from Ghana, from California. You know, all the crazy places out there.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm loving it.
Good stuff.
I'm loving it. And by the way, you guys can join us each week at 11:10, about 10 after 11 Central Standard Time. That's where the cool people are in the United States, Central Standard Time. Texas time.
God's time.
Yes, Dallas time. You can join us then on Facebook at ChurchTrainingAcademy.com and on YouTube at ChurchTrainingAcademy.com. And we usually talk for about 10 minutes or so with everybody before we get the recording going and get the show going. So we'd love for you guys to chime in. By the way, if you are watching us live, even if you're watching a playback, you can leave a comment. Ask questions, do stuff like that. And if we see it while we're doing it live, we'll incorporate it into the show.
Today, we're talking about Facebook statistics. And before you shut this down and say, I ain't a math guy, we're not talking about creating Facebook statistics. We're talking about taking statistics that formal studies have found and multiple people that are way smarter than us have commented on. And we're going to share some of the most important statistics with you and really what it has to do with your church being found on Facebook and whether or not you should use Facebook ads. And if you got something to do right now, I'll just tell you right now, you should. But oftentimes just saying we should use Facebook ads doesn't really sell to the pastor. I need $50 a month for Facebook ads.
Right.
You got to know why. And that's kind of what we're doing the show for, to show you the why it's so important to use Facebook, and more specifically, Facebook ads, which is what we're talking about today for your church and your ministry.
And now for our feature presentation.
One of the biggest problems that churches and content creators at large, but the churches in specific, face is getting noticed, okay? Here's the reality, folks. Our content is boring. I mean, it really is. Nobody wants to, I got to go listen to a sermon. Nobody wants to sit and be lectured to and stuff like that. So how do we make it appealing or showcase the good, the awesomeness, the community, all the great benefits of being a member of our church? How do we put that stuff forward? How do we let people know? How do we let our churches and our ministries get discovered online? One of the best ways to do that is to use Facebook at its maximum potential, with the maximum potential that it has, and that is with the ad engine. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We've got some stats. Justin has done some very thorough research and has come up with some really interesting stats that we want to make sure that you guys know about. If you don't realize it or not, Facebook is kind of the primary game globally. Justin, I don't even think that you put this in your list that we're going to share today. But one of the things that I found out was that about 80 or 85%, I can't remember the exact piece, but we're talking that kind of number, of the total users of Facebook are outside of the U.S., which means that Facebook is a global concern.
Absolutely. 85% of Facebook Daily's active users come from outside U.S. and Canada.
Yeah.
So India, Brazil, and Indonesia among the largest. That's a little bonus stat.
Yeah.
We're more community focused unless we have
are.
like a global ministry, but a little bonus stat for you.
Right. But what that tells me, just as an aside, is that number one, Facebook's reach is really large. So if you are working with mission organizations or anything like that outside of the country, chances are you can reach these people, target these people, and spread that message well beyond the walls of your church. Let's jump into the stats that we've got going for this week. You want to take the first one?
Yeah, so I'll take the first two. Dave, did you know that people spend an average of 35 minutes on Facebook each day? 35 minutes each day.
I thought it was actually, using myself as an example, I thought it was a lot more. I find myself getting, like I'll be working on something, and then I set aside time to go and check the church media hacks group or our Facebook page or whatever, and then I reply to somebody, and the next thing you know, especially like before bed, I find myself, I'm just scrolling and I'm just updating stuff and looking at all this, and I'm like, why can't I walk away from this thing? So I actually thought it was a whole lot more.
Yeah, and that's the average, right? So some people spend less, some people spend a lot more, and I don't think, I'll have to double check, I don't know if that counts messenger time, because they Facebook kind of considers that a different platform, kind of like Instagram,
right?
WhatsApp. But yeah, 35 minutes a day. So if you take into account 7 days a week, that's 3.5 hours, maybe a little more than 3.5 hours. What is that? 3, 7, 5. That's 4 hours a week.
You say we weren't going to do math.
I'll do the math. Okay. 4 hours a week on average. Now, I always think about how much is your best church attender at church? Sunday morning for an hour.
Right.
Sunday school for an hour.
Right.
Wednesday night Bible study for an hour. Maybe small groups for an hour if they're just super committed. So your super committed person, which is not your average, might be at your church 3 to 4 hours a week. But your average church member is going to be on Facebook 4 hours a week. So we have a platform there. We have a distribution point, a contact point to reach people because they're on Facebook 35 minutes a day. So every day they're checking in on Facebook. They're not coming into your building, even an average of 35 minutes a day. And on top of that, Dave, let me share with you the second stat. People access Facebook an average of 8 times per day. Now that kind of clicks on what you were talking about, how you're just checking Facebook every once in a while.
Right.
I find myself having working windows, so I will only allow myself to check Facebook once every 2 hours. But let me tell you, I am taking advantage of those once out of every 2 hours because Facebook's really good at notifying me with that bell. I don't know about you, but I cannot live with that notification badge.
Yeah.
I got to check it and see what's going on because I know they're talking about me, Dave.
No, I
They're
know.
talking about me.
I know. You hear the bong, and all of a sudden it's like, Bob replied to your comment. And what's funny is it used to be like you would hear that ding or whatever if they replied to your comment or did something like that. And now it's like if you're following a post, then it's like, this person commented, and it's like, I feel like I'm missing out if I'm not checking on it. So
absolutely. It's that fear of missing out. But yeah, people are checking it 8 times a day. So I mean, I don't even know a lot of people that think of their church 8 times a day. I feel bad.
Right.
I might think of it 8 times a day. If I'm like super into what the church is doing right now. I don't even think I think of it 8 times a day, and I do the social media and I'm working on a website.
Right.
So people are thinking about and going to Facebook 8 times a day. The attention is there. So the question is, are you taking advantage?
Right. And I guess a good question is how best should we take advantage? And one of the stats that I've got here is that organic reach for branded Facebook pages is 2% on average. I remember when it used to be a whole lot more. Pages have been depreciated over time. I know just us, we have, however many hundreds of people that like our Facebook page, the Church Training Academy Facebook page. But I noticed that our reach from that page is gone down quite a lot, whereas our interaction in our groups, and I think that's the key point with that stat, is that groups are where Facebook is focusing, because groups are centered around topical stuff. And if it's centered around a topical thing, there's going to be more conversation about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see Facebook, and I don't know if they've said anything. I don't follow it too much. I know Dennis Yu and talking and having lunch with the guys. But the way that it comes off to me is that Facebook is trying to become more tribal.
Right.
We want to build a community of communities, a community of a tribe of tribes kind of thing, where they want everyone to kind of be in their own place. Because I think when you see people that are like you and have the same interests, you're more likely to stay on the platform. Therefore, you're more likely to be served ads. And so, yeah. So the other thing too with that is that, back when we started at our church or the Facebook page in 2011, 2012, I mean, there wasn't that many people on Facebook. There wasn't 2 billion people on Facebook. So the real estate was a lot easier to insert yourself into. That was probably even before the algorithm. So you just saw everything.
Right.
Like Instagram used to be a couple years ago. Then they figured out, well, then they realized, there's so much content out here. There's no way anyone can digest it all.
Right.
So we need to figure out what people are going to like, and we need to serve more of that stuff. And well, guess what? If you're posting a promotion for $1,000 bike, people aren't ready to spend $1,000. So Facebook's not going to serve that up. They'll serve a birth announcement or,
right.
Something else. So, if you're advertising your men's pancake breakfast, women aren't going to find that interesting. So they're not going to serve your pancake breakfast organically,
right.
getting for free to people they know are women.
Right.
If the robots kind of figure out your stuff is for men. So as the competition becomes greater, that's why our reach declines. And that's why, unfortunately, fortunately, we have this new ad platform. It's not even new. It's maybe even a decade old next year. But we have this ad platform that we can utilize to get in front of the right people. So instead of putting a men's pancake breakfast out, on our page for just anyone to see and hope that we get into the feed, we can actually give Facebook a couple dollars and say, hey, give this to the men in my city within 10 miles of my church, or men in my county, or men in my zip code, whatever.
Right.
Give it to men. It's for senior men. So only serve it to men over 50 on Facebook. And you know what? It becomes a little bit more targeted, a little bit more relevant to the people that are coming in front. So the next stats here that we have, we're looking more at the ads. 20% of Facebook's mobile ad revenue is from Instagram.
Yeah, interesting.
So it's not just Facebook. It's also Instagram. So if you are running Facebook ads, and you're unchecking the box that says also run on Instagram.
Right.
Or if you're running ads that just don't work well on Instagram, maybe consider trying some Instagram only ads, trying some story ads, swipe up ads. I'm actually going to start experimenting with that with myself, because I've realized, Dave, I click on way more ads and stories than I do on Facebook.
Interesting.
And so I'm like, man, I got to get in on, because it's so easy. You just swipe up. You don't have to read a whole bunch of stuff. It's more exciting. You're kind of swiping through stories anyways. So you're it's a little bit easier to stop than a scroll. And so, their mobile ad revenue is coming from Instagram, 20%, 1 out of every 5. It's working for them. So it's probably going to work for you. So that's kind of my stat there is 20% of Facebook's mobile ad revenue is coming from Instagram. So if you are running Facebook ads and you're not running Instagram ads, or if you're just not on Facebook as much as Instagram, Instagram better than Facebook, don't be afraid to just try Instagram. That could work for you.
Another stat, and these two kind of go together. 47% of the value of the Facebook ad happens in the first 3 seconds. That's huge. That means that you're going to either hook the person into the ad, into the content of that ad in the first 3 seconds, or you're wasting your time. Along with that is the stat that says that 85% of Facebook users watch video with the sound off. So that tells me 2 things. We need to hook them very fast, 3 seconds. We need to hook them with something that makes them want to watch the next 5 seconds. Okay? And we need to be able to do it both audio and visually, but more importantly, be able to do it just visually. Okay? Because and that means using subtitles, using big words or something like that is going to convey that message and get them to watch. If they can get past the first 3 seconds and get into the ad, then they will be more interested to get into the next 5. And then if they're in the next 5, they'll up for the next 15 or 20 seconds, and you can deliver your message. So keep those things in mind. Another one, Justin, the most effective length for an ad title on Facebook is 4 words. Is that right? With 15 words for the link description?
I was so surprised when I read this. In fact, I didn't even believe it was on Sprout Social, a really big marketing company, and I didn't believe it. So I did some more investigating last night, and it's true. When you look at the data, headlines, 4 words
4 words.
men's breakfast this Saturday.
Yeah.
That's probably not going to be very good. You need to actually like eat.
Don't let this happen.
No women invited, men only. Right. That's 5 words.
Five words.
That's kind of catchy. That kind of hooks you in a little bit. And then description being 15 words. I mean, you're not preaching a sermon in your Facebook ad. You're just giving a brief description that'll compel someone to click, next step,
Right.
or learn more, or sign up, or watch video. When you're doing ads, you're not preaching a sermon. It's not a Facebook post where you're worried, are they going to get all the information? They may not. No, a Facebook ad, you want them to take action. So you just need a brief description. And according to the data, if you really want, cheap cost per click or more clicks or more reach, 15 words in the description, basically describing your event or whatever you're inviting people to. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Now you'll have to do some testing yourself, but I was really surprised by that.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at all the ads I've run for my clients, and I'm like, man, I gotta try something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
I gotta try this.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's almost scary if you take a look at these. There's an overarching truism when you take a look at these, that the value of a Facebook ad happens in the first 3 seconds. They watch with the sound off. 20%, not that one. 4 words for the title, 15 words for the description. That the truism on that is that the average attention span of a person going through Facebook or whatever is 6 seconds. That means they will shift their attention to something else in 6 seconds. Now, here is where the rubber meets the road. The average attention span for a goldfish is 8 seconds. The goldfish will move on to something else in 8 seconds. Dude, we as
happened?
we as a species have really digressed. But knowing that, understanding these stats and all that can better equip us to attack our audience. And I use attack in a jovial term, not as go get them and make them do stuff. But understanding how the people react and how the people take in the information, how an audience takes in the information and stuff, understanding that can better equip us to deliver a message to them, to, kind of everything, whether you're trying to motivate them to take an action or even minister to them. Understanding these stats will help you get that message and get their attention a lot quicker. So take these things down, take them into account when you start doing Facebook ads and when you're creating other kind of content, especially on the Facebook platform. Take all this sort of stuff to heart. By the way, if you guys want to learn how to do more of this, you want to go deeper into this, if you want to go deeper into the media side, if you want to go deeper into the social side, into the web development side, all that sort of stuff, then you need to become a CTA Insider. You need to go join churchtrainingacademy.com. So churchtrainingacademy.com/join. We are still in our soft launch phase for just a little while longer. So if you want to get in at a fantastic monthly price, fantastic yearly price, do it now, because it is going up very quickly. In fact, by the time you are watching this, we could have already increased our prices. So jump on it as soon as you can. churchtrainingacademy.com/join to become a CTA Insider.
And if you've never run a Facebook ad before, we actually have a video inside where I walk you through creating not only your first Facebook ad, but a couple of tips that I've learned over the years to getting better cost per click. That means saving money,
right?
Getting more people to take action. The big mistake most churches make with Facebook ads, running to clicks on their website. That training is in there, and it's a very simple, easy to follow video. One of our members emailed me and says, "Hey, we don't have anything on Facebook ads." And I was like, okay. So I jumped in the insiders group and I recorded a training there. So that's in there. So if you've never run a Facebook ad before, if you're listening to these stats and say, man, only 2% of people have seen our Facebook page stuff, we got to, it's pay to play now.
Right.
So I do have a walkthrough in there. It shows you how to get set up with Facebook ads from start to finish, to monitoring the types of pictures you need. And by the way, the creative, what pictures and words you say, we're talking about this title and description.
Right.
One of the least important things you need to know in Facebook ads, but you need to know is audience selection and targeting and all that stuff. And I go through that in the training. So it's in there. If you really want to get deep with Facebook ads and the next steps, we're going to give you two things actually. Number one, there's the training in the CTA Insiders. However, we know not everyone can afford that. Not everyone is ready to afford that. In fact, we had someone that joined this week that was like, I've been watching you guys for a couple months, but I just haven't been able to afford it. We understand that, but we don't want to leave you stranded. Because even though this is a business, it's kind of a ministry business. So when this publishes, if you look down below in the YouTube or in the Facebook video or wherever you're watching this, we will have a content upgrade, 10 ways to write better church Facebook ads. That's free. That's a free ebook.
Great resource.
The rough draft is like 16 pages. So it's legit. It's not like a small checklist.
No, this is in depth. This is something that we would sell for $20. We're just going to let you guys have it.
Yeah, so 10 ways to write better church Facebook ads. That's going to be free when this publishes. So enjoy.
It's for you guys.
So we got you. We got you, fam. You got next steps, whether it's for free or whether you want to go in depth and have the training, the group coaching, the private insiders group. That's fine. We got something for you. Take a next step. Do something because what you're not doing is probably not working, right? So you got to do something.
That's right. Well, this has been a great show. Justin, thanks for doing a little research here and coming up with some of these stats. It's interesting to kind of quantify things that we're seeing online, and I guess they kind of expose our own, our own proclivities. Is that a good word? When we're consuming.
I don't know what that word means.
Go look it up. For the way that we consume information, the way we consume data and stuff like that. So thanks for sharing all that. Like I said, come visit us at churchtrainingacademy.com for more great stuff like this. We've got episodes of the show. We've got pro tips. We've got all of that. And if you want to be an insider, go to churchtrainingacademy.com/insider. No. Join. Yeah, it's written down here.
Before you take off, I just want to brag here. Howard from Texas, watching on YouTube Live, said this is great info, really empowering. Thank you for your support to the small guys.
Absolutely.
That's who we love.
Yep.
That's who we love. Big guys, they got it. They got their own team and staff.
Right.
You guys don't have it. You guys may not have anyone. You may have a volunteer. You may have someone that doesn't know what they're doing. They just want to help. That's who we're here.
That's right.
With insiders and with what we do at Church Training Academy.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, take everything that you've learned here today and that you learned from everything that we do and use it to go change lives. Have a great week.